Just be out with us on the Voyagers of the Seas for a 7-day sailing to the Caribbean islands. This video is super special. We are actually get to chat with amazing staff of the Royal Caribbean Voyagers of the Seas, and we have a special guest today, Kenneth, and we'll introduce more people to you. If you're new to our channel, my name is Irina.
And I'm Devon.
And we're Just Be Out. We create informative travel videos to help you get the most out of your vacation. Many of you sail on the ship and get service from the cruise ship staff, but not too many of you get to actually interact and talk to your staff. And please do, they are the nicest people. Yeah. So, Kenneth, where are you from?
By the way, my name is Kenneth from the Philippines.
From what part?
Laguna.
Laguna. Awesome.
Philippines.
Tell us more about your town. What's your town special for? Your area?
Area?
Is it worth visiting?
It's worth visiting now. For now.
For now. Tomorrow it's gonna be no good.
No, because now they're making a different, we have a historic place, historic house, like and our ancestors, like that.
And who do you have home waiting for you?
My family, my mother, my sister, and my lovely wife.
What's your wife's name?
Monica de Dios.
Monica. Okay.
I love you.
We have stories about you, Monica.
Yes.
Yes.
Just to let you guys know, if you didn't know, a lot of these people who work on a cruise ship, they have contracts, and it's usually 6 to 7 months
7
contracts,
months,
correct?
for the assistant waiter.
Right, and during that period of time, believe it or not, they have no days off. The only time they get off is when they leave the ship, and for what, 2 months?
No.
Before the next contract?
Yes.
Right.
2 months vacation.
So they call it vacation, but that's their time off, and that's normally when they go back home to their families, and they get to see their families after 6 to 7 months at a time.
Yes. Yes.
Continue, please.
So Monica is waiting for you.
Yes.
So what are you planning to do when you get home?
You know, make a miracle.
Make a
Yes.
miracle.
Yes, Kenneth is going back to Philippines. He's going to eat. What are you eating? Balot.
Balot.
Balot helps you make more babies.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Yeah, he's expanding his family.
Yeah. I've been working in the Royal Caribbean since 2016.
Wow.
7 years.
7 years.
7 years. I started as galley utility dishwasher.
Dishwasher. Wow.
You know, my first day, my first night I become dishwasher. No, when I come on, when I sign on the ship, and I see the ship, wow, it's big, wow, oh, it's my dream. And then when I start working at night, oh my God.
It was hard work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Right.
Yeah, and then
Well,
when I come in my room to take a rest, to be real, I'm crying a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Really?
Yeah, I want to go home. I tell to my family I want to go home, but
Was
Now
it
you're
because
used
was
to-
it because it was just too much in the very beginning
yeah,
that you didn't anticipate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I adapt
Get
already.
adjusted,
I,
right?
I adjust for 2 weeks. I adjust, so I can fight.
Right.
I can finish my contract.
Right.
So I finish, and then now.
Yeah. I mean, most of you guys kind of have an idea when you guys do sail on these ships. You see these guys. You might see them here at dinner in the afternoon. You see them up in the pool deck, or you see them outside handing out towels, or you see them somewhere else. So they have multiple responsibilities. It's not just here in the dining area. They're out and about doing other things throughout the day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, Kenneth, you started as a dishwasher, and now you're an assistant waiter.
After dishwasher, for contract, and then I promote as a restaurant attendant, 2 contract. Now, last contract I get the assistant waiter.
And what are your plans? What do you future plans?
Soon to be waiter.
I'm
Waiter.
gonna move up to waiter.
Yeah.
And do you have any other plans besides working maybe after you finish working on the cruise ship? Do you have any plans back home? Any dreams?
No, my dreams. I will give my mother, my sister a house.
So Kenneth is working to provide for his family.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
And what about for Monica?
Monica?
Yeah, do you give her 2 houses?
Yes.
Yes.
2 houses and 2 babies.
Two twin.
Twins.
Twins. There you go.
Twins. Yeah.
Nice.
To my mother and my sister, Mama Divine, Jessica Dave, my sister, how are you there? And then to my wife, how are you? I miss you. Monica de Dios Tagle. That's it.
Baby time.
Our next guest is Mark. He was taking care of us during dinner time. Mark, tell us more about yourself. You're from Philippines as well. What
am.
part?
So I'm from I grew up in Manila. And right now I'm living an hour drive from Manila. We call it Bulacan. So it's like a province.
Oh, nice.
So from there, I already have a family as well. So I have 3 kids back home.
3 kids, boys, girls?
I have two girls. One is the eldest. She's already 19.
Ooh, okay.
And I have a youngest girl as well. So she's 6 years old. And lastly, the one in the middle is a boy. So the boy is right now is 13.
Wow.
So soon.
Nice. You miss them a lot?
I do.
Yeah.
I miss them so much.
What about your wife? Your wife is there too?
Yeah, my wife is back home right now.
What's her name?
Her name is Jennifer.
Jennifer.
So Jennifer right now, the good thing is that since I started working in a ship, I have a goal.
You have goals.
I have a dream that hopefully I have my own business back home.
Oh, Mark is a entrepreneur. What kind of business?
Right now I'm having an essential business, so I'm doing this a water station business.
What is it?
A water station.
Water station.
I do.
So you already have a business
I
there?
do. I already started it a long time
nice.
before pandemic.
Congratulations.
That's cool.
So the good thing about is that whatever you learn from the ship, you pass it to your wife, and the wife is the one taking care of the business.
Oh, nice.
everything.
So Jennifer, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer there is a businesswoman. Good job.
So, are you planning on staying much longer on the ship, or what's your plan?
Honestly, my plan is only like a few more years. If ever my kids, the eldest one and the middle one will be graduating.
So the son, right?
The son. And that's the thing that I think is almost done working in the ship.
Right.
How long have you been working?
I've been working with this company for more than 13 years.
13.
And I also work in a different company as well. So I work in Costa for 2 years. I also work in different local lines. So in total is almost 16 years.
Wow.
So I'm already old.
Old in the business.
Old in the business.
Old in the business. Veteran.
Experienced.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
say.
Exactly.
Okay, so do you remember the first time when you started working? How did you feel? What was your position?
The first time I worked in the ship is I'm assistant waiter. I was in a different company. It's an Italian cruise line. So yeah, it's a mixed emotion. It's a little bit excitement,
Right.
but then there's a fear.
Right.
Because you're going away from your home,
Right.
and that's the first thing that you're gonna feel during the time.
Right. Missing your family.
Missing a family, and
Right.
the thing is, it's a little bit like a discomfort because before we don't have any modern technology. So
Right.
whenever you miss your family, you need to locate a phone just to call back home.
Right. So it wasn't
So
easy.
it wasn't easy. It's very hard for you to locate a phone booth, to locate a person who sell the card. Then after you locate the phone booth and a person who sell the card, you go to the phone booth, you see a long queue.
Right, a long line because everyone is trying to reach
Right.
their family.
So when you reach the phone booth, remember there's a time difference between working from home and working from
And
Right.
your wife might be not even
at
home.
home.
Right, exactly. So that's complicated.
So your wife is taking care of all the kids and she's running business
She's,
there. Wow.
so she's the
how
little bit
how
like
does
a
she
sister.
feel?
Honestly, right now she doesn't miss me because she's making money. No?
Right, just busy taking care of the business.
That's the thing. Now she's already be more comfortable right now because
Right.
from what she learned, right now she's a little bit more better because now she's earning. And
Right, of course.
For me, I'm just giving her all my.
Earnings and
Earnings,
stuff
yeah.
to support the business. That's
She's the
awesome.
boss, no?
Yeah,
She's always the boss.
always the boss.
Always the boss.
Yeah. So now that things, obviously technology is different now. So the cruise offers internet, so you can now call.
Yeah, that's a good thing about
Right.
having this privilege for the company.
Right.
That the company give us a little bit more benefits, like they give us a free internet, not free internet entirely, it's WhatsApp. Some
Right. So
messages.
WhatsApp
So you
messaging.
can text them for free.
Right.
You just say hello for them. So that's a good
Right.
thing about this company as well.
Okay, so you're able to stay in contact with your loved
A little
ones
bit
at home.
constant communication for them.
Right. Now, obviously for the people who are on the cruise, like we have to purchase internet. Do you guys have a certain package that the cruise gives you, or do you have to pay for your own internet, or how does that work?
And honestly, the company now provides us like a 2 hours per week. It's a free one.
2 hours.
Okay, so 2 hours
So
a
that
week
is like
for free.
consumable. Whenever you finish it, then after finishing it, you have to wait for 7 days just to
And
get
it
this
renews again.
It renews again.
Okay,
That's a good thing about
that's nice.
at least you can call at least once a week
Right.
just to see the whole family as well.
Right.
So that's a good thing about this
Oh,
company.
that's awesome. It's
very
It's
good.
open that the cruise line doesn't do that.
And anything that you can recall, any funny stories,
stories,
anything
anything.
that happened to you?
Honestly, so when I began working in the ship, I began as a small ship. It's only 800 passengers. If you can recall, this Voyager is almost 5,000 people, right?
Right.
So I came from 800 passengers only, including the employees. So one time, it's not one time, it's a little bit like consecutive incident that the ship, when you cruise in a certain area like Portugal, let's say Portugal, Lisbon, we were about to arrive, and the ship is not shaking. When you say movement of the ship, it's not shaking left and right, it's thumping. So during that time, my first contract,
It's bouncing.
It's bouncing, yeah.
The ship was
So
bouncing.
it's not rocking.
it's not rocking,
It's
right?
bouncing.
It's bouncing.
Wow.
Okay.
Because too much motion, the weather, all the factors regarding the movement of the ship.
Right.
So basically, I was too scared.
You were too
I
scared.
was too scared because I was praying. I was praying that hopefully I finish my whole contract. I see people from different areas of the ship that they were laughing, and some people are already falling down in the tables. They didn't think about this like not serious.
Right. It's not a big deal.
And me, you know what I do? I was holding the pillar every time,
Holding on to it.
holding it the whole time.
Scared.
It's one of the scariest moments for me.
Right.
Whenever I recall it, it's already a funny thing that a big guy like me.
Right. Can be scared because you think, yeah. But for everyone else, they've been through it. They know
didn't-
what it's all
they
about.
experienced it. So
Right.
they were laughing at me. They think that I was only joking,
Right.
But they didn't know that I was praying the whole time.
Oh.
That's the reason that's one of the things that I remember it most.
Right. Vividly.
Yeah. Well,
That's
see
awesome.
what crew actually has to go
Go
through.
through, right? Who would think?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome. It's so nice actually for you to come on and explain your stories and your background
Yeah.
to our viewers.
So for me, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for both of you.
Of course,
just,
and if you
give
want to
us
say
some,
hi to anyone at home,
Yeah.
Just give us some. The reason for me is that for me just a little bit of thank you
right?
for give us some time because
course.
No, we thank you.
we thank you.
took
You
care
guys
of
are
us
awesome.
the entire week.
acknowledge us a little bit of time for you is a big thing for us as well.
Yeah. So just so you guys know, these are not like random people we're bringing on here. While we were in the dining area, these guys took care of us. It was just like
From day one.
literally like family. They were like helping us all the way through. They took care of us 150%. And we decided to create this video just so that you guys could get a little bit of background about them because I mean, we love them. They're awesome.
Thanks.
They're like family. So definitely.
So to be honest, I'll be home. So a few more weeks. I'll be home by March. So for us, because my wife likes so much Netflix, so we do this thing. We do this. So in Korean, they said like this. You know what this is?
No.
I have no idea. So love, yeah. That is love in Korea.
That's love in Korea.
Yeah, I forget the name. Oh, they say this? Yes. So you say it in Korea because they love so much. In the Philippines right now, it's a Korean fanatic.
Right.
So whenever you put like this,
So when you do that, that means love.
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 So there you go.
So you
That's
learn
something.
everything.
Did I do?
Yeah.
Am I doing it right? Yeah.
Awesome. So if you started seeing us doing this, you know what that means. That's
You're gonna be
awesome.
fabulous. Yeah.
And we're going to bring on someone else for you guys so they can share their stories.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mark, and good luck with
Yes,
your
good luck.
business.
Thank you.
Our next fantastic guest is Nenga. He is from Indonesia. So how long have you been with the company?
I've been with the company around start 2015, around 8 years.
8 years.
With Royal Caribbean.
What was your first position?
I was lucky. I started as an assistant waiter in Royal Caribbean, but before I was in the previous company as the massman. Massman, and I work in the crew mass. Yes.
What,
So the
what
crew
does
mass
that?
is where? What part of the ship is that?
Crew mass when the crew of getting lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the crew. Yes, crew.
Oh, for the guests.
Not for
No,
the,
for the crew.
Oh, for the crew. So
Crew
you're
dining
preparing
room.
crew dining. Okay, got it.
dining.
Yeah, right. The mess hall.
Oh,
Correct.
awesome.
That's
And now you're main waiter.
Yes, I'm no as waiter, as permanent waiter. Yes, in Royal Caribbean. I was to be proud
Yeah.
to become waiter in Royal Caribbean International. Yes.
Wow.
It was so cool because when we, on our first seating, we sat at this table right here because it was an open table at the time. The following day, we tried to get the same table back because the service was so phenomenal by these guys. But unfortunately, it wasn't an open table anymore. It was kind of set for a family of like 6 or 7 people, so all the seats were taken. So they moved us about 2 tables back from behind the camera. And when we came in and we saw, we were like, oh, we wish, you know, we were in his section. And he saw us, came over to us, and he actually took our orders, and it wasn't even like his section. So that was
Exactly.
so awesome of him. He's like, don't worry about it, I'll get your stuff out, because it was a really busy night. And but he left his section, came over to our section, and actually took care of us, and that meant a lot for sure.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So, can you recall anything funny, any incidents that happened to you?
I have one funny story when I was a waiter. First week we come as a waiter. On the day number 3, and the first week become waiter. Okay, I give the wrong menu to my guests. I give the wrong menu, and I still take an order. I punch the ticket and ready to go to the galley to pick up the food. When in the galley, I was realized, oh my God!
Was
When
it
it's the wrong menu, what did you
from
give them
a-
a breakfast
from a-
menu
from
at
a
lunch,
day?
or how do you
Because
mean?
From another day?
day 1, day 2, day 3 until day 6, day
Right.
7, we have different menu. So
okay.
I was day 3, I give them menu day 4 or day 5. Yeah.
So they were 2 days ahead in the food section.
Everything is, I don't know, started taking order, and then punch the ticket is ready, go to the galley. When the galley, I was realized, oh my God, it's not food is not there.
Right.
It's a different food. Oh no, big mistake. And I'm back to the gas. I do apologize.
We don't have any lobster tonight. It's not lobster night.
That is not, tonight there's no chicken.
But you know, you could have brought the chicken actually from the day that they were serving. They would never know that was not the chicken that they ordered.
Oh my gosh. So were they upset, or were they just laughing off?
Everybody was laughing.
Laughing it.
Like, nobody was upset.
Right. Oh, that's good.
It's okay, you are good, you are good. And I started giving the new menu.
And everyone's like, this is the real menu, right?
Everybody was asking, are you sure it's a real menu for tonight? Okay. Oh yes, madam.
You should be like, just kidding. This is the real menu.
And ever since, for 8 years, now you're double checking if this is the right menu.
When I start dinner time, the first thing I have to check is
It's
the
the
menu.
menu. Learn from the mistake.
Yes,
That's
it's
so
a menu.
funny.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Who do you have home waiting for you?
Oh, I have my lovely wife waiting for me.
What's her name?
Hello, Mama Radha.
Mama Radha! Hello! We'll see you soon, Mama Radha.
Her name is Nita, but I call it Mama Radha.
So it's like a little
Neta.
nickname, right?
Okay. Neta.
Awesome.
She's waiting for me, so she's excited waiting for me. 4 more weeks to go.
4 weeks.
Yeah, on 5th of March. Okay, I will be home by 7th of March. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So that means, so you've been already on the ship 6 months and
A week.
couple weeks, a
6
week?
months and 3 weeks.
Right.
6 months and 3 weeks. And this contract I get 2 months vacation.
2 months away. Really
And who
cool.
else is waiting for you?
My family, my mother, my father, and 2 kids, my daughter. They are all, both of them every night calling my name, Papa, Papa, Papa. Every time we do a video call, I'm always calling my name, Papa, Papa, Papa.
Right.
Soon.
That's so awesome.
Soon, 4 more weeks.
How old are they?
The first one was 5 years, the second one's 2 years.
5 and 2.
Five.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that is probably the hardest thing, right? Like being away from family so long, and you just have to deal with just phone calls. But obviously, everyone has to do what they have to do, and that's why I really respect the workers on these ships, because 6 months away from your family. Of course, there's other
7.
occupations, 7
Yeah, 7.
other occupations that does that. Obviously, if you're in the military and different things, but still, the amount of work they put in, and they cater to everybody, hands and knees. And
Always smiling, always happy.
So no matter.
Do you washy all the time?
all the time. Yeah, so it's definitely really nice to have that energy around. Like every time we come in the dining room, these guys are smiling. It's like they're happy to see you no matter what they've gone through throughout their day, and they're working. So what are the hours? Like the shifts? How many hours is it per shift? Does it change, or is it the same all the time?
It's not the same. Day to the day, every day we have a different schedule. Every day is changing.
Right.
But it's normally we work by 10 hours a day.
10 hours a day.
Sometimes we make overtime 1 hour and 2 hours. And maximum is 13 hours a day.
Right.
Yes.
Is it more between sailings?
Yeah, start from the breakfast or lunch until dinner. Yes, divided become 3 shifts.
Right.
13 hours divided become 3 shifts, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
So within your 8 years of working on the ship, how many times did you get to go on the shore?
8 times.
Once a year.
Since I'm signing on in this ship,
Uh-huh.
I go ashore. I think only three times.
3 times.
3 times I have time, but only 3 times to go ashore. And the rest, I work outside. I work by the pier. I work outside, but not.
You get a little fresh air.
Yeah, a little bit of the island air. That's about it. Handing out towels in the front. Yeah. So, a question. So, let's talk a little bit between pre-COVID and post-COVID. Have you seen a change since you've come back after COVID? Is there any
Was it
changes
hard
that
for you to come back?
Yes, after COVID, we have a lot of protocol, something like we're using a mask. But by this time, I'm free of mask because I was negative on antigen test.
Right.
So after your 3 times negative on antigen test, you're good to go and without mask. But
And is it hard to come back to work, or like the paperwork or anything you have to do? Is it harder
yes,
after
little-
COVID?
After COVID, a little bit hard.
Right.
Because after I was 2.5 years back home during the COVID, and back to the ship, it was very, very hard.
Yeah.
like we start from the beginning.
From the beginning all
Yeah,
over again,
all
right?
over again.
And of course there were new rules you had to
rules,
follow.
yes.
Right.
More training?
More training, yeah, so more this one, the protocol.
Protocols
yeah,
and regulations.
Regulation, yes.
What's the biggest change you've seen since we started sailing back again after COVID? Is there anything that's like really different?
I think the gas, almost count of the gas is a little bit
Lower,
yes,
right.
Oh, the
Lower.
count of the guests?
Yeah.
But this ship is full, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So far, because it's high season, still full. Maybe a few more weeks you get lower.
Right. So during high season, then it's the numbers go up, but after that, the
After
numbers
that,
dip
before-
lower than normal.
before COVID, this ship always full.
Always full.
Yes, doesn't matter low season and high season,
Right.
always full.
Right.
Is it easier for you when it's less guests?
Yes.
Yes.
It's easier.
Okay. And what are your goals? How many years do you think you want to be working here? 13 like Mark? Less? What are your goals? What are you planning to do?
So my plan on maybe a few more years, like 3 or 4 more, 5 more years, maybe maximum. And then I want to build a small business, and that's it. Stop at keep my temper, my family back home.
Nice. We have another entrepreneur. Respect.
Yeah.
And what kind of business do you think?
I don't have idea yet.
Uh-huh.
The business, I was still thinking.
Developing the idea.
Yes, looking for the big chance, yeah,
Right.
big opportunity to build a small business.
Right.
Manage my time. I want to manage my own time.
Manage your own time. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
After being on someone else's spot for many, many, many years.
Yes.
And what does your wife do at home?
My wife, she has a small business like wedding organizers and makeup artists.
Wedding,
yeah,
wedding and-
wedding makeup. Yes, wedding makeup.
Nice.
And taking care of the two
Right.
daughter, two of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
She's very, very busy all the day.
Yeah.
When you reach Bali, we will meet to get together, all of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
My
awesome.
wife.
We get to meet the family.
Yeah.
And we'll bring that to you so you guys will see that.
Be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification so you do
No.
not miss when we publish our meetup video.
Bali. Yes, for sure. That's awesome. So, do you want to say anything to your family?
Yeah.
Any kind words? You could use your own language if you choose.
Hello, Mama Rada. Don't worry, I'll be back soon, and 4 more weeks I'll be at home. Don't miss me too much. We have a lot of plan to do.
Maybe make more babies?
Put him on the spot.
She says after 5 years.
After
5 years. Okay. Well, that's the plan.
The plan is we're going to the beach, go anywhere.
Right.
Spend time together with the family, because after 6-7 months
Yeah.
we stay alone.
Long vacation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay far away. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's time to get together and unite.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Anytime,
Best of
yes.
luck to you, and we're super excited to meet you in your home country, on your
Sure.
own territory, and meet your family as well.
Yeah, because even him just sitting here right now talking to us, what you guys don't see is behind us. There are a lot of other waiters, and they're fixing tables and getting ready to roll over. So we thank you for your time, because we know your time is very valuable. So even sit with us and share your stories with our viewers. So thank you so much for that.
Thank
you.
you also for sitting on my table, taking care of you.
Of course, it's our pleasure.
And meet our next guest, Inacio. He's right now the assistant waiter. And how long have you been working with this company?
Actually, it's my first contract.
First contract!
Got a newbie.
Yes. What were you doing before?
Before, I was actually staying in South Africa for the past 6 years.
And what did you do for work there?
I was working in the hospitality industry. Yes, I was working as a waiter in a couple of fine dining restaurants, and then I worked in a coffee company as a manager, and then I went to another wine farm and worked as a waiter. Then I moved to the cruise ship.
Why did you decide to work on a cruise ship?
Basically, I'm just someone who likes travel. So for me, it was good for me to work in the cruise ship and travel at the same time. And I wanted to experience new environment. Yeah.
So you were born in Zimbabwe and lived in South Africa.
I was born in Zimbabwe, went to school in Zimbabwe, did my university in Zimbabwe, and then I moved to South Africa.
What did you study in
I
Zimbabwe?
did pharmacy,
Pharmacy. What kind of degree is that?
bachelor's degree in pharmacy.
Bachelor's degree in pharmacy. Wow.
That's awesome.
So you did not want to pursue pharmaceuticals. You like more hospitality business.
No, I did. At first, I wanted to pursue the pharmaceutical industry, but when I moved to South Africa, the main aim was to work in the pharmacy. But I couldn't get a job at the pharmacy. So, as someone who likes talking to guests, talking to people, I decided to move in the hospitality industry. So that's where I started working for the past 6 years.
I mean, this is his first contract, but when you see him move around, you would think he's a veteran.
He's a pro.
Yeah, for sure. That's so awesome.
What was your training process like here on the ship?
Basically, for me to come here, I did an interview. back in South Africa with the agent. Then I did my first interview on Skype, and then the second interview, the staff from Royal Caribbean, they came, and then I did my final interview, and then they gave me 1 week.
3 interviews?
No, I did 2 interviews.
Oh, 2 interviews.
And then they gave me a feedback. They said we're gonna give you a feedback after a week. So they sent me an email saying that I passed my interview, and then I can start my process. So actually, the process took me about 2.5 months
to
get
train,
here.
right?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, but it was not like a training. It was for me to do my medicals and then do my visa and stuff like that. The other training they send on a website. We've got a Royal Caribbean website. They send all the training and everything that you need to do when you come to the ship. So that's where I did my training.
That's awesome.
Okay. So what do you think so far? Did it meet your expectations?
Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. I'm in a new environment, traveling, meeting new people.
Yeah.
So far so good.
Did you get to actually go on shore, on any beaches maybe, just walk around the ports?
Yeah.
Did you get to go outside?
Sometimes I go when it depends with the schedule. It depends with my schedule. So if I've got not a tight schedule, I can go out. So probably if I work in the morning, if I work breakfast in the morning, and then I finish around 12, I can be able to go out. But for now, it's been a long
Before
time.
dinner.
Yeah,
Right.
it's been a long time since I go out because I'm working all the time.
And you have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
A lot of crew prefer to sleep during their break. You prefer to go out actually.
Yeah. Sometimes I sleep. Sometimes it's good also to sleep and then get some rest.
Right.
So that when you come, you're fresh. And then we give the service and the guests are happy. That's what we're here to do. Yeah.
So do you see yourself kind of going through multiple contracts and possibly moving up in rankings, or like what are your plans?
Actually, it's a good question. Yeah, I would see myself maybe moving to do other contracts, and also, but I also have my mind of my own.
Okay.
I need maybe to do something, to start something of my own, because I fell in love
your
with
business.
Yes, I fell in love with the hospitality industry. I learned a lot of stuff with it. So maybe one day I would love to have a business of my own and then run my business, because now I'm learning a lot of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, the things that I didn't know. So it's an opportunity for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is your family? Is it in Zimbabwe or it's in South Africa?
My family is in Zimbabwe right now.
And who is waiting for you at home?
Who are the lucky people waiting for you?
Or is it nobody waiting?
No,
That's why you escaped.
no, but yeah, we can just say there's plenty people waiting.
Plenty people waiting for
people
you.
Okay,
waiting for me.
someone special waiting?
Yeah, someone special.
Yes?
Yes.
Someone or some few.
No.
Someone.
Not you, someone special.
Awesome.
Someone special, yeah.
So can you tell us more about Zimbabwe? Inacio is actually convinced us that this is the place to visit.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know where to start. Zimbabwe, it's a beautiful country. Beautiful country.
Is it a safe country?
Very safe. Very safe, beautiful. You can do anything that you want in Zimbabwe. You can actually walk at night, everything. It's very beautiful. The only place that everyone wants to go when it comes to Zimbabwe, it's Kariba. We've got a nice dam, Kariba Dam there. And then we've got Victoria Falls.
So these are major tourist places.
There's
to
a
go.
major tourist places to go. We've got Kariba, we've got Victoria Falls, we've got Chinoi Caves, where you go and see the caves. We've got Nenga Mountains. There's a lot of mountains you can go and do mountain hiking, mountain climbing.
So a lot of activities.
A lot of activities, but the place to be is Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls is the best place to be.
Okay, so Victoria Falls, is it like this massive waterfall, or is it a high waterfall? How is it like?
It's
why
Oh,
is
it's
it
not
so
a waterfall.
It's not.
It's both. It's
It's
a
both.
massive high waterfall. Yeah, it's very
Powerful.
beautiful, very
Really?
powerful. Yeah, very
Wow.
beautiful. Yeah.
Sounds like something
So
we need to check
be
out.
sure to keep following us. We actually might end up in Zimbabwe soon.
Definitely, you should come to Zimbabwe.
Yeah. You know, it was not even on our list But after talking to Inacio,
Yes, he gave us a lot of details about it. And
bucket list.
we talked about currency. We talked about a lot of things actually about Zimbabwe. So we're pretty stoked about it, and we're definitely intrigued. So it might be on our list for sure.
Any funny stories, anything
Since you've been
exciting within 2.5 months that already happened to you?
No.
Did you mess up anything?
Yeah, sometimes it's, when you're working, sometimes it's busy. You don't know what the guests expect.
Right.
So sometimes you have to be very careful, cautious about the guests. But the only important thing is you must read your guest. You must anticipate the guest needs. You must know what the guest needs. So once you do that, everything will be fine. So far so good.
But isn't that challenging, knowing that? I mean, it's good that you have your set table or your set section, and you have the guests that come back repeatedly, and you kind of get to know them more and more every day, and you can anticipate them. But then after 7 days, they're gone, and then here comes a bunch of new people coming in, and that just keeps happening over and over. Do you find it easier as time goes on, because at the end of the day, the guest just kind of expects kind of the same thing, or is it more difficult when every time it's new people rolling over all the time?
No, for me, I can say it's not. It's not difficult because it's something that I'm used to doing.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever guest I get, whatever guests come, we just take care of them the same way that I take care of them.
Right.
So it's not something new. We just need to get the guest expectation the same. The same service I give this guest is the same service that I give this guest.
Right.
Yeah.
So it starts with you.
Starts with you.
Right.
Your personality, the way you talk to the guest, the way you present yourself, that's the most important thing.
And you guys do a hell of a job doing that, for sure.
Yeah.
We're very impressed.
And
We
so
try.
far, the guests and the crew, they treat you well?
Yeah. Good.
It's so funny.
It's sort of like a family. When you are here, it's sort of a family.
Right.
Because I'm here for 6 months, and I have my crew here. I've got my supervisors. I've got my managers. So we are a family here.
Right, it's like an extended family. It's funny, when we were upstairs just a little while ago before coming down here filming this, we were in one of the lounges, and I saw a guest hug one of the staff members at the bar. It was just, they just hugged each other, I guess, saying goodbye. This is the last day. And he actually broke down and cried. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, and I was like, I thought maybe something was wrong initially because I didn't really catch the whole thing. But then I saw that, and then I saw her hug him even more and say, oh, it's okay. But I guess they had a bond. and it happens. On this ship, it's like you're with them for the 7 days that you're sailing, or sometimes even more, and you really do form a bond and a connection with the staff on the ship. That's happened plenty of times.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's really cool. Yeah.
So after you finish working on the ship, are you planning to go back to South Africa or Zimbabwe?
First, I'll go to Zimbabwe, and then I'll go back to South Africa. But my vacation is for 2 months.
And when is your contract over?
My contract is finishing April.
April.
In April.
April. So April, I get to go home for 2 months and then come back. Yeah. So it depends when you're about to finish. The company decides whether you come back to the ship or they give you another ship.
Also, you might actually end up on another ship when you come back.
As for me, I'm not coming back to the ship.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to another ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you ever get worried that maybe, how does it work? Do they kind of evaluate your work ethics over the 6-7 months that you're here and decide to even bring you back? Do you get concerned that, okay, well, my contract is up, are they going to actually sign me again, or do you know for sure they're going to sign you? How does that work?
I don't know. There's a procedure that you need to do. Just like for me, it's my first contract, so they give you a certain, I think, 3 months or 4 months for probation.
Right.
And then
probation, right.
and then they can see how you're doing, how you're performing.
Right.
And then after that, they give you a paperwork to sign, and then you sign a paperwork. Then after 3 months, 4 months, and then they send you your letter of employment to come back to the ship or to go to another ship.
Now, is that evaluation based on the guest? Anything that the guests can do to say, oh, he was great, or his service wasn't good, and that's how they make a decision, or it has nothing to do with the guest?
I think everything is mostly have to do with the guest and the way that you work.
Okay.
Because first we have to make the guests happy.
Happy.
Yes.
Right.
So if the guests are happy, the guests are gonna keep on coming back.
Right.
the ship is gonna function. We
Right.
cannot function without the guests.
Right.
So the
right.
more guests come, the more the work
Right.
we get. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
And what ship? Do you know what ship you're going next?
I'm going to Marina of the Seas.
What is it?
Marina of the Seas.
Marina of the Seas. I've never heard of it. Where's the sailing going to be?
It's sailing Orlando. Orlando. So it's gonna do Orlando and then Coco Cay, Bahamas. Coco Cay, Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this summer you might see Inacio on the
Yeah.
next ship. So if you want to book that sailing, Inacio will take good care of you.
Sure.
So thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank you for your time.
talking to us, sharing your stories, sharing about your beautiful country, and convincing us to go visit.
Yeah, for sure.
And
We should definitely.
and best of
definitely.
luck to you. Thank you, Inacio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our last and final guest from this dining room, the main dining room, is Sudden.
Like suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, study.
Sudden is from Zimbabwe as well, but you said you lived in South Africa as well.
Yes, that's true.
So is it common that many people from Zimbabwe go to South Africa?
Yeah. It's true because of the economy in Zimbabwe that has been going on for quite some time. So South Africa is the better economy and it's closer to Zimbabwe. So a lot of people migrate from Zimbabwe to South Africa to look for greener pastures, look for jobs, support their family back home. So there's a lot of Zimbabweans that are living in South Africa, working there and supporting their family
The
back home.
family.
So if you're from Zimbabwe, you are Zimbabwean?
Yeah.
Zimbabwean. Okay.
Yes.
And how long have you been working on this ship?
Going to 5 months now.
5 months.
I
So
joined
it's
the
also your first
ship-
contract.
Yeah, first contract. I joined the ship on the 29th of August last year in Norway.
Is it everything you expected, or more?
Or
But
less?
it's a different experience, if I must say, because everything is totally different from what we do on land compared to what we're doing on the ship. So you face a lot of challenges at first because you are used to of doing certain way, but when you come on board, it's completely different. So you have to adjust, to learn quick what they are doing on board. Yeah.
What was the biggest adjustment?
I would say when, especially for me, when I was on land, obviously I was in the hospitality industry. I worked in a fine dining. So what we were doing is more like slow service and giving our guests that quality service. And I'm not saying there is no quality service here, but it has to be quick because we are
Quick
taking
quality
care-
service.
Yes, we are taking care of like for instance, this cruise got about 3,800 guests. So coming in the dining, and there's a lot of things to do in the ship. When guests come, they want to just eat, go out and experience a lot of things that are in the ship,
Right.
instead of spending like 2-3 hours in the
Just in
dining.
the dining room.
So yeah, that more of things that we needed to adjust to do things quick and also like I'm also like in the wine industry. That's more my specialty. That's what I love doing, wines. Because I work doing food and wine pairing, and that was another challenge to me. When you come here, it's not like that. That interaction with guests. Giving them, explaining to them the dishes, explaining to them wine, doing food and wine pairing. There's no time for that. And
Right.
that's what I was used to do. So I had to adjust,
Right.
and do things quick.
Right. So
Yeah.
if a guest say is having fish or beef or pork or something, and they might say, "Hey, I'd like a glass of wine," would that be like an open invite to be like, "Okay, I got the perfect wine for you," and you jump in and
Yeah, exactly. We always get scenarios like that whereby a guest can ask me I would like a glass of wine with my steak on the main, or I like a glass of wine with my fish. Then also I can choose. I can help the guests, with what we have on board, and to suggest to recommend something that they can pair with that. And when I get those opportunity, I'll be like, yes.
Yeah,
that's what I love
he
doing.
Did that with us. Definitely did that with us.
Can you share with us more about your experience with wines back home? You said you have a degree. You are a professional sommelier.
Yeah. So what happens when I moved to South Africa? Probably I just moved. I was looking for a job, so that I can be able to support my family back home. So when I went to South Africa, especially in Cape Town, it's a wine city, and also it's a hospitality industry is more there. So I find myself in the hospitality industry. That's the quickest job you can get, working in the restaurants. So I remember I went to a place they were recruiting for people to go to Dubai in the restaurants, to work in a restaurant in Dubai, and I went for the course, and I did well. I passed, and I was recruited to be one of the guys that were supposed to go to Dubai. But unfortunately, that year, that was 2010, when I just moved to South Africa, that's when I lost my mom.
So sorry to
I
hear.
couldn't. I didn't want to go far from my family,
right?
Because my dad was there, my 3 sisters are back home. So when I'm in South Africa, it's closer to go home and come back.
Right.
You can just get in a bus and go back home and come back. Whereas I was thinking Dubai is very far. You have to save money, flights and coming, and so that's when I just put on hold. I said, no, I'm not going. Then I continued. I found work in a coffee shop, and I worked for some time in a coffee shop. Then from there, I left the place. I worked at another place as well until I worked at one place, and I remember there's a place that came, a restaurant, next to us. They were building to put a new restaurant there. Then I just saw the guy that was there. Then I asked him, hey, you're opening a nice restaurant here. Can I put my CV there? I was like, yeah, sure. Then he gave me his email. I sent my CV. Then they called me. Then I went, and that's one of the top chefs in South Africa.
Oh, wow.
The restaurant is called La Colombe and Foxcroft. So they've got 2 restaurants in Cape Town. It's La Colombe is regarded as #1 restaurant in South Africa, and #1 restaurant in Africa. I forgot which number they in the world, but it's.
So you started working with them.
So I started working with them, and I have to learn a lot. That's where I would say I started my journey in the wines, because they do 13-course meal, 12-course meal, and we do food and wine pairing. So you have to learn, when you bring the food to the table, you have to explain. You have to know every ingredient that is in the dish, in case customs ask you,
right?
If your guest got allergies or what, you don't need to run to the chef back and forth.
Right.
This guest doesn't eat this garlic. What must I do? You have to know everything.
Right.
So you study the menu. You study everything.
You know how
they
to
taught us
prepare everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we moved to the wines. They didn't expect us to be Somalis, but they expect us to know all the wines that we have on our menu, and they were taking us to the wine farms to taste the wines that we sell.
Wow.
So they arranged for us wine trips. So we're going for wine trips and go and taste all the wines that we have on the menu.
And you got hooked.
Yes.
So cool.
That's where the journey about wine started. You know, I was not drinking.
Yeah.
Like for now, even up to now, I'm not saying I'm a drinker. I can handle a glass of wine. Yes, if it's good wine alive, then I go for it. You know, that's when it started. So because of that, like anyway, if I'm at home, if I go to a place, a restaurant, give me a dish, my mind is already thinking, what can I pair this with? You know, that's how it started.
What
the
kind
journey.
of
Then I
notes,
started-
right?
Yeah.
Then I
That's so
started learning about wines. I joined a group. I think I once shared with you the story. There's a group that it was called Black. So the whole idea was to educate mostly the black community about wines, because we find out most of blacks we don't really like wine. It's more beers and what.
Right.
So we're more educating the black community about wines. You know, people would come join the group, and there was a team. We had a captain. They were providing transport. There was a guys that were sponsoring for people to come. We created a WhatsApp group, and we would meet every Monday, because Monday is a less busy for restaurants. Restaurants are busy more weekend.
Right.
So we'll meet on Monday. They provide transport, and we'll go. So the group started small, and they started growing. That they had to say no. We had enough
Yeah.
people,
Too many.
because people were coming, and now they're encouraging people to study about wines. That's when also I started, studying wines, and because of the love that I developed about wines, that's when I started studying
cool.
wines.
That is
and
fascinating.
Up to now, yeah.
And what's your plan after you finish? How many years do you think you will be working on a ship?
Probably I would say I don't have an exact answer yet, but when I first came, my plan was to work maybe 2-3 years, and because as a family man, you had goals, you've got dreams, you've got visions, so things that you need to achieve for your family. I've got 2 kids, so you need to plan a future for them.
Yeah.
So coming on board, I know it was also going to help me to save, because obviously we don't have expense when you're on board. The command provides everything. Accommodation is there, food is there. So you work, you save your money.
Right.
So my plan was to come, save a bit, and go ahead and pursue my dreams. And besides wine, also I'm also in the transport business. There's a business I have in South Africa back home about transport.
Transport business?
Transport business, yeah. So
In Cape Town?
in Cape Town, yes. So
Another businessman.
Yeah.
Look at
Is
that.
there, is there any position on the ship that's specifically geared to wines? So in other words, in the dining room, is there anyone in this dining room that when it comes to wines, champagnes, anyone asks for anything, he's the go-to guy?
I was not specifically like the ease, but in the for instance in the bar area, obviously there are people that are ahead of others that know better.
That know them.
So that's how it works. Like, but there's no someone specifically like on the lane. Like I say, those are the challenges you face.
Yeah.
Like you can say this guy is specifically about this.
For that.
Yeah. So
there's no position for you to move up to that would suit your goals. In other words, for dealing with wine, there's no position on the ship.
Familiar.
Not only there is, but not only. Like I said, it's different from the land, being on land, because the demand is high, because guests are there. So if, like, for instance, you are Somalia and guests need cocktails there, and this one is there, so you have to jump everywhere.
Right.
So there is no specific position like you are dealing with this.
Right.
Only wines.
Yes.
So even the supervisors, the managers on the bar side, they still also jump and be also saving guests.
Right.
Yeah, because when you're in the ship, it's busy.
Multiple things.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it
And you told us your wife also works on the ship.
Yes, yeah, my wife, she's there. She's with me, my beautiful wife. I joined first, and she came 2 months after me. When we were in South Africa, she studied accounting. She's an accountant. She was working as an accountant. So when I moved, she also thought to move, so she applied. But unfortunately, when she applied, they gave her a position, a celebrity cruise, in the finance, what she studied. Then during the process, they say the position was put on hold, but she can take what is there. So we're just like, okay, we can take what is there, because they said after 6 months, then the position will be available
She
again.
can reapply.
So we just said, instead of just sitting and doing nothing, she can just also come in the restaurant, because she
That's
once
so
worked in the
awesome.
restaurant when we
Yes.
were also, while she was studying, she was working part-time in the restaurant and also studying.
Yeah.
So she said, okay, let's go
That's
for
cool.
it. Then yeah, so
See,
she's
even
here
full
with me.
families. Oh, your
Yeah.
kids are here on the ship too?
No.
But I mean, you actually knew that, you know, spouses can actually work together on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until we met him. He's like, yeah, my wife works on the ship. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
They have allowed that? So yeah, they actually encourage it, right?
Yes,
It's
yeah,
encouraged.
definitely. Yeah, they
So
encourage you.
you're the
because
luckiest man,
we are more
though.
focused. Yes.
Because so many people actually miss their wives at
Yes,
home and
yes,
suddenly got it.
Yeah.
That is
Figure it
another
out.
challenge also, that like when I came to the ship also, you are like, okay, you want to work for your family, so but you are away from them for a long
Right,
time.
long time.
So I think that is also another thing that most pushes people to shorten their work in the ship, because you miss them at home, so you end up doing few contracts so that you can be with them.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's cool. So you have any funny stories that ever happened since you've been on the ship, whether it's with crew or guests or anything that you could recall?
Maybe you personally.
Yeah.
I would say for me, like most of the times, like what I can say happens to me. Like sometimes you are new, you know, you're in the ship, and the ship is very big, you know,
Right.
like you wanna go to. I remember when I first came, I wanna go eat, you know, but when you came, you get someone who just show you around,
Right.
you know, like for instance, when you do the emergency briefing to your master
Right,
station,
to master station.
in case of emergency, someone just take you around so quickly.
So quickly, you don't get anything. It's just like, okay, I need to be
this
here.
is your emergency station. In case of emergency, this is the dining room for you, for the crew to eat. This is
Right.
so I remember, okay, your lunch is gonna be at this time, your dinner is gonna, because when you first come, because of COVID, you have to first 3 days you have to eat in the cabin. You fetch your food, you go to the cabin, you eat, you wear a mask. So I was shown around, then I'm in the cabin now, it's time to eat. And I went out, I looked for the dining, I couldn't find it.
Oh no!
And I didn't eat that. You know, so I was wandering around. I said, "Eh, my God, what must I do now?" I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna go back."
Oh my gosh.
So I didn't eat my lunch. I just stayed in the cabin until the next time I went out. I saw the guys now walking out. I just followed the guys behind. I saw they were going for our night shift for dinner.
Right.
I just followed the guys, and I went
That's
to the
how you
dining
found it.
room. That's when I found the dining. So I ate dinner.
See, not only you get lost,
Exactly. They get lost too. Who knew?
Yeah, the ship is very big. It
Yeah.
is at least I think it took me a month or so to know every
Right,
corner.
everything.
Yeah, everything in the ship.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
don't
big.
feel bad, guys, when you're 3 days, 4 days in, and you're
Yes,
like, wait,
exactly.
what floor am I on again? Yeah.
Exactly.
That's cool.
and what are your dreams? What are your goals, plans for future?
For future, like for me, was to work. Like I shared you my dream. I mean, the transport business, store wines, is something that I love doing. It's something that I love, whether money or no money. I just love.
Yeah.
I just love wines. I just love doing. Even at home, I've got my wine rack there. Wherever I go, I just get some wine. I buy wine. I keep it there, even for my visitors.
Right.
When they come, I just want to give them a bottle of wine.
Yeah, so it's passion.
But what my dreams is in the transport business. Like
Okay.
for the first time when I came was for me to work and save a bit of money and to buy trucks,
Okay.
like cross border haulage,
Okay.
the big trucks.
So cargo.
Yeah, more like a cargo, the haulage trucks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was what myself and my wife were planning to do. But definitely things are like changing a bit. We need to see how we can, because we are together here.
Right.
We are planning to also relocate to move and live in Canada. So we are still working and save a bit of money and see. Then from there, then we'll see if we can still pursue the dream about trucks. But transport is my business, and I still run one transport business back in South Africa.
You'll be transporting wines.
Maybe, you know.
Maybe both of them
Yes.
together.
Yes,
From
yes,
South
yes.
Africa to Canada.
Yes.
And how are your kids doing?
No, they're doing fine. I've got my sister who is looking after them. She's doing a good job. Yeah, very.
What's your
she's
sister's
doing-
name?
My sister's name is Tendai. So
Ten-
Tendai is a
Tendai.
Shona name. Tendai, yeah. It's a Shona name, which means thank you.
Really?
Oh, Tantai for taking care of the kids.
Yeah, she's the one who is doing a great job looking after them. My son is 7 years, and my daughter, she's turning 3 in May. Yeah.
Nice.
That's so cool.
So, when are you going to see them?
When I sign off, we are going to see them. I'm supposed to go home on the 26th of March, but it's because we have a gap between me and my wife. I came first, she came, so I have to extend my contract.
To
So
wait.
that she's supposed to finish a contract in June, so I have to extend my contract a bit in June, so that we can now go home
Together.
Together.
and come
Yes.
back together, so that we can, because we got 2 months. So which means if I go home, I have to spend time with the kids. By the time she's coming, I'm coming back.
Coming
Yeah.
back,
So
right?
it would be good if we were together.
Together.
Yes.
The
That's
whole
awesome.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anything that you're planning to do when you go back home to see your kids? Vacation together?
Yeah, like for us, is a first experience to be
Right.
in the cruise, because mind you, where we come from in Zimbabwe, it's a landlocked. We don't have the sea.
Right, right.
So it's the first time to see, because when you're coming, even on the flight, you're like, hey, I just want to get there and see how this
this-
thing can
Yeah.
hold 5,000 people. you know?
Right.
So that was the thing. You want to see the ship, because we just used to see the small boats and stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah. So when it first came, it was a great experience, getting to places, getting in the ship, and, taking pictures, sending family home. So when we were looking, so I checked, in South Africa. So I checked, there is MSC, they are doing Africa.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so they do South Africa, a few cities in South Africa, then they go to Namibia, which is close. I forgot the internal.
Norwegian does South Africa too.
Oh, Norwegian?
Yeah.
No, I never looked. I looked at MSC, so we checked the prices. They are quite fair. We can maybe save on that. So my wife was like, I want to get my kids on the ship when we get home. So we don't know, maybe when we get home, that's what we're
Wow.
going to do.
Okay, so working on the ship, you're actually planning to take your kids on a vacation on the ship.
For
That-
us,
that is
we
cool.
for us, we feel we have experienced it. For me, for me myself, I was like, no, for me, getting in the ship, maybe when I'm old,
Right,
and
right.
retire, I will enjoy getting in the cruise, because I'm already experiencing it, getting to
Right.
places, seeing different places, But I was like, I would love that for my kids,
Right,
because seeing
get them
also
experience
kids,
it,
Yeah.
Of course.
seeing also other kids, family coming with their kids, they
Yeah.
enjoy, they go to the games and do all the
Absolutely.
things.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want this for my
That's
kids.
so cool.
Ah,
the
that's
plan, yeah. So,
sweet.
hopefully when you sign off, we're gonna do that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you so much. We had such a pleasure speaking to you and
Yes.
learning about your country and the way of living on the ship and working on
Yeah.
the ship.
Besides South Africa, Zimbabwe is a beautiful country.
Yes.
You guys,
It's
must
on our
visit
list.
beautiful Zimbabwe. It's one of the best countries.
August
There's a
is
lot,
actually
despite
the
the
season.
economy and stuff, but it's a beautiful country.
Well,
Proudly
thank you.
Zimbabwe.
Visit, yes.
I'm proud. Awesome.
You definitely have to visit it. Well, we hope you guys have learned a lot from, just a few crew members that we were able to take the time to speak to, and you get a little bit of a different perspective, a different spin, I guess, like a look behind the curtains on how things run, because again, we know these guys are working really hard, and you guys see it when they come on board, because we all talk about it all the time. You hear it on, you know, different Facebook groups and different things, and everyone, whenever you speak to other guests, you know, they're always like, wow, the crew members work so hard. And you're like, did you know that they work for 6 months without a day off? And they're like, yeah, they do. Isn't that crazy? So we all know. It's not that we don't know. So, but, you know, the appreciation is what really counts. And that's all we can give as guests is appreciation. So that's why we decided to make
tips.
this video. Yeah, well, that is a part of the appreciation, of course. But yeah, you know, that's our way of showing thanks, definitely.
Our last guest is Christopher. We just had to bring him on. He's been amazing. He is our room steward. Christopher, where are you from?
From Philippines.
And who do you have back home waiting for you?
My family.
And do you have wife, kids?
Actually, I have yesterday, my wife delivered my
first child.
child. It's a son. His name is
Congratulations.
Christian.
Crystal.
Gosh,
Wow.
yeah, that's awesome.
So when do you have a chance to go see him?
I have 2 more weeks left.
2 more
Two
weeks
So
of
I'm going
contracts.
this coming 19.
Yes,
so
that's
happy.
wonderful. Congratulations. How long have you been working with the company?
I'm working. I start here. This ship. I start here 2002.
Wow.
Until now.
Very experienced. Well,
Yeah.
we definitely can tell Christopher been doing an incredible job. The best room steward we've ever had. Christopher, what were your challenges starting this work?
If I have like a guest that is really hard to accommodate, but other than that,
Any specific requests that they are asking that makes your job more difficult?
no, actually no because all my supervisor and my boss, you support me a lot. So
Yeah.
everything I need, you give it to me.
Yeah. No request is difficult.
Remember,
Yeah.
he fixed our thing. We asked him for a hex key.
Yeah.
Yes. So we had a little malfunction with our equipment. We needed a hex key and we didn't have it with us. So Christopher went to maintenance and he got our tripod fixed. So thank you, Christopher. How many towel animals can you make?
I cannot count.
You cannot count. I've
just
never
chicken.
seen towel animals like this. You made a mermaid. You made a little baby. What is it? A bear, baby bear, mama bear. That was incredible. Thank you so much. It definitely made our experience even better
And
here.
if I could jump in, we had a situation where we were outside on an excursion and I purchased some food and I had a receipt, and we keep track of our receipts. I went swimming, the receipt was wet, and I came back to the ship and I'm like, oh man, my receipt is wet. So I put it on the sink.
Yeah.
When we left the room and came back, you took the receipt, you folded it nicely, and you hung the receipt to dry. We
Right.
were like, oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, see, Christopher takes care of everything. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And he needs to turn over 15 rooms. So we need to let him go. And
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
All right.
Christopher.
Thank you.
Awesome. We sure hope you enjoyed this video. We had so much fun making it, and we had so much fun with the staff here on the Voyager of the Seas Royal Caribbean.
don't be shy to ask them questions, personal questions, interact with them, ask how their day is going. They are the most humble and fascinating people.
And not to mention, hardworking.
And after watching this video, we hope you appreciate the staff even more and all the work they do for us here on the ship.
Yeah, we sure hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, it's a little bit different than what we normally do, but we just felt the need to do this just because it just felt like the right thing to do. So you could get a little insight about the background of, working on a cruise ship.
And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like. And we thank all our members for supporting our channel. If you would like to contribute, consider becoming a member or clicking the heart button below this video. Thank you so much for watching. And as usual, just be out with us.
Chee!